Phoenix here, recapping a brilliant Super Saturday. We started with the early kickoff, Spurs versus Manchester United, where I said United will win. So, they didn't. And let me tell you exactly why they didn't. Ruben Amorim. It's hilarious seeing Manchester United fans again criticizing anyone but the manager. They're going after Sesko when could he have done better? Sure. Was that easy? No. Like Van de Ven made a brilliant recovery, which is what he does. This guy's in-game management is a farce. Let's get one thing straight. Spurs are terrible at the moment. United take the early lead. They never push. It's the same every single time. They come out second half, a completely different team. And it's all because the manager is a spineless coward. Until he goes, this club ain't going anywhere. Anywhere. You can keep being in denial. You can keep writing, oh, Amorim will prove you wrong. No, he won't. As soon as Casemiro comes off, all control is lost. Now, at this point, I'm like, maybe he can't last 90 minutes, but a Casemiro that's at 60-70% may still be better than whoever's coming in for him. Dorgu, yesterday, having a brilliant game, brings Dalot on for him. And here's how I know this manager is clueless. Let's get one thing straight. Spurs were terrible yesterday. Pedro Porro had one of the worst performances I have seen from any fullback in Premier League history. Richarlison and Brennan Johnson, two of the worst performances I have seen from any winger in Premier League history. Like Thomas Frank got that completely wrong. And even then, United couldn't win. Why? As soon as Odobert and then Odogoy came on, the left-hand side changed for Spurs. Everybody could see it coming. What does Amorim do? He puts Ahmad right wing back. Then brings Dalot on, puts him left wing back. You're up by a goal. No problem with playing Ahmad wing back. But if you know that all of a sudden Spurs are going to focus on the left, surely you put Ahmad on the left, Dalot on the right. At the very least. Right? Just at the very least. Like, what do you want Ahmad for last 20 minutes? To cut inside? Considering, by the way, the way the game was going, the counter-attacks were there anyways, via Spurs' right-hand side, as soon as they'll be attacking on the left. So, I'm confused, mind-blown, how this guy takes decisions. Obviously, Matthias de Ligt yesterday, if it wasn't for him, United would have lost the game. And United fans blaming Sesko, oh, he should have stayed on the pitch. It's a knee injury, first and foremost, right? And how about blaming the manager that used all of his substitutions prior to that? It doesn't make any sense. And like I said, what enrages me is that's a game where, with all due respect to Spurs, and Thomas Frank gets it completely incorrect, and you're still unable to capitalize. It's not 1 point gained. It's 2 points lost. United should have won that game all day long. Shout out, of course, to Kinder Mbeumo. I've been pretty critical of him. He was good yesterday, but even the goal they scored, United. Pedro Porro, he didn't even have to jump Mbeumo. And then Cunha, that second half. Look, I've told you this before. It irritates me so much watching Real Madrid with Mbappe. You're playing striker. The false nine, you're playing striker. When United get the ball out wide, it's your responsibility to get into the box. But then, what he was doing when he gets the ball, my God, man. Dilly-dallying on the ball, taking ages to release it, thinking he can dribble past the whole team. Hilarious. What the hell was that? Embarrassing. But Ruben Amorim, your time is up, and it should have been up a very long time ago. So if I see another United fan crying in the comment, oh, he'll prove you wrong, yeah, keep dreaming, buddy. Then, of course, we shifted, well, to the Sunderland Arsenal game, where the spoiler was one of the very few who said Arsenal will not win. I said 1-1, it finished 2-2. What's the difference? Incredible drama. First and foremost, massive shout out to the Sunderland fans. That place was rocking, and it gives a big boost to the Sunderland players. I predicted Sunderland will take the lead, and then I was very curious to see how Arsenal will be able to respond, if they would be able to respond. And Sunderland almost could have made it 2-0, by the way, in the first half. They were clearly the better team. Arsenal, just like I expected, would be absolutely clueless without their set-piece goal. And then the second half begins. And again, Arsenal seem unable to break down the low block. And then the moment happens where Enzo Lefy tries to dribble in his own half. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I mean, he's got Rice on him. Rice's exceptional attribute is pressing and winning the ball. And this guy's still trying to twist and turn. Shocking. Guest dispossessed. And Saka, who to me still looks out of it, by the way, irrespective of the goal, goes for that trademark near post finish to put Arsenal level. Then there was a really good spell here. I did not expect this from Arsenal. They had a really good spell in those 20 minutes between the Saka goal and the Trossard winning, or what could have been the winning goal. But again, the second goal, fantastic strike of the ball. But what on earth was that defending by Sunderland? I mean, that is shocking. The guy literally backed off and just let Trossard shoot. So there's always an asterisk. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans. For me, there's always an asterisk because Trossard prior to that, of course, complete garbage, complete trash. Mikel Merino, complete trash. But then, of course, Brian Brobby comes up with the equalizer, a fantastic equalizer. And that Mosquera as a substitution right there, minute 88. They went all full on defensive, and credit to Sunderland. They invited the pressure, and Sunderland capitalized. I'm not surprised. I think a draw was fair considering the way the game went. Now, what Arsenal fans will say is, oh, well, I mean, obviously, we're still top of the league. We'll take the draw. But, and obviously, we have players missing. But here's my issue. Eberechi Eze. I told you he ain't gonna fit. Do you see what I was trying to say? Like, where does Eze fit in this Arsenal team? Because let me tell you something. Odegaard at his worst looks better than Eze, whatever this version is. It never made sense. Just like the Gyok never made sense, but maybe some of you ain't ready to admit that one yet. This is where I was concerned with Arsenal. Because with all the transfers that have been made, the attack hasn't improved. It's still the exact same one from the last season or two that was unable to win the Premier League title. So, sure, as strong as you are defensively, I'm not convinced. I never was convinced. And now City and Liverpool have the opportunity to play against each other without the pressure of knowing Arsenal have won. And the last game that we, of course, went with, that unfortunately I got to some degree incorrect because I said Wolves plus 1.5. I expected a better game from Wolves. But at halftime 0-0, I thought, okay, this is going exactly like I envisioned. Chelsea struggling to break down a low block by Wolves. But then in the second half, as soon as they got the first goal, credit to Garnacho, this substitution happened. And this is the one that finished us. Because this kid here, this is not a normal player. As soon as he came on, you could feel the stadium. No, all of a sudden change that. Yeah, hang on a minute. A special player has just come on. And the Hazard vibes are inevitable. The difference between him and the other wingers. And I know Neto scored and Garnacho got 2 assists. But this guy is always direct. He doesn't care. He's always looking to go forward. It's exactly what Hazard used to do. And they're a joy to watch. Super. So Maresca, obviously, rotation is good. They've got plenty of games. He's still a kid. He has to be starting games. Like, he has to be starting all the big games. This is a special player. But yesterday, this guy, man of the match. Man of the match by an absolute landslide. If there's anybody that doesn't rate Enzo Fernandez, watch that game and come back to me. Oh, but it's only Wolves. Yeah, he's a world champion, but only Wolves, whatever. Spectacular. Pulling all the strings. Could have got a goal himself. His passing was world class. Chapeau, Enzo Fernandez. So the Premier League table looks like this now, with Chelsea going second. Sunderland, spectacular. They're in the top 4. Spurs, I have no idea how they're 5th. But of course, City and Liverpool. That game now will shape a lot. Up next, we obviously had a glance in Italy, where there were no goals in the opening 3 matches. This one, like I told you, there is no chance Juventus win that game. New manager or not, they have too many issues. With Yildiz being off form, they're struggling to create chances. Spalletti, like I said, can improve Juventus, but he can't fix Juventus because they have too many issues, too many personnel problems. Credit to Torino, who turned up and really had the better chances as well. They could have won the game. Then the one where we actually got incorrect, I mean, I was very convinced Milan would win this, and they took a 2-0 lead. Saelemaekers again, the most important player for Milan, scoring the opening goal, winning the penalty for the second. But then this guy right here, keep an eye on. Special footballer. Unbelievable goal to get Parma back into the game. And then Parma really could have won it in the second half after having an incredible 20-minute spell. Then Milan came back after Pulisic came on, and he missed a glorious chance. And then Saelemaekers had one himself where he could have won it. It's 2 points dropped for Milan, no doubt about it. Fofana, again, not up to par. Yashari has to come in at some point to replace him. And Estupinan returned with a disastrous game. So they started to get their players back, but they're dropping points. Ultimately, we haven't seen the best Milan team. There's no doubt about that. I think Yashari, Rabiot instead of Fofana, and obviously Pulisic will start. I think that's what Allegri's building towards. But they've dropped now too many points against the lower table teams. That's how the Serie A table currently looks like, with Napoli and Inter and Roma all to play today. So huge points dropped by Milan and Juventus. Juventus this season, I mean, obviously there's no hope of title race for them. Make no mistake about it. Despite what many of their fans were thinking. And then elsewhere, Athletic keep delivering. And in Germany, Bayern Munich drop points. But of course, in typical Bundesliga fashion, nobody else is really able to capitalize, as both Dortmund and Leipzig drop points. Crazy Luis Diaz goal, by the way. Check that out if you haven't. And Marseille go top of the league, at least temporarily, in France, with Lens just behind them, but PSG playing today. We had a decent Saturday. Let's look to build today on Super Sunday. I'll catch you guys in the streams. Have a good one. Phoenix out.